Hello, Internet. It is day 33 of 365. Midwinter? Is it midwinter? A midwinter's night dream? Midsummer Night's Dream. So it's Midwinter's Daydream. Today is a day in the life of a midwinter's. Actually, let's go with a midwinter's fever dream. I am using one of the features of my little setup to give a sense of whimsy to my day, only because on one aspect it sucked. Like, I'm feeling the illness rising. I didn't do anything I was gonna do. The avoidance cash cow is saying pay up, rent is due. Rent's been due for a while, but and I'm scared, running scared. On the other hand, as evidenced of my attire, I went to the speed dating thing. I can cross that off my bucket list. Not saying I'll never do it again, but I did it. And guys, Internet, if these 32 previous entries have not been evidence of this, I can talk. Like, really talk. And here's the thing that I've come to understand. There are socially awkward people. Everyone's socially awkward. But here's why I will champion speed dates. I am a very particular person. I know I am. But when you go on dating apps, you become even more particular because you cannot see someone's eyes, someone's tone, someone's like anything. And so you make a lot of guesses based on pictures and words, their resumes, their life profile. And where for me, and I think, I don't know, I'll be honest, for me, I probably could have gotten away with a lot of my weirdness. It would not have been honest. And I'll just say it honestly, there are some guys today where if I just, gave them a profile, I would have said no, immediately swiped left. But then I would have missed out on the great conversation that I had today. I will say of the 10 guys I spoke to, 9 of them were really easy to, no wait, 8 were really easy to, nope, 7 were easy to talk to, but all 10 were, we could get a conversation. We filled the time. No one was bored. No one was like, it wasn't painful. And I think there was a push and pull, who leads the conversation. And then there's the expectations coming into it. And then of those 7, I don't think I ended up. So one of the things I genuinely prayed. I said, God, because one never thinks they're the mean girl. This echoey effect is trippy. But maybe I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep it because this is a dream. It's a fever dream. I feel like a fever dream. But of those 7, they're easier to talk to. Only 3 were guys where I'm like, let's follow up. And then of those 3, like, I don't know how many will follow up with me. And that's fine. They can say no because me being the hyper aware person, I could see that they were talking to other people and their conversations were much longer and none of them followed up with me. And I wasn't going to chase any of them down because at the end of this, the big relationship question is, what do I want out of a relationship? And I don't know the answer to that. With where I am in life right now, there's so much that's up in the air. And I just, there's a lot of like, and I hate that corporate America has taught me this, but I cannot get out of the thinking the day two. But there's a couple of like day two things where I'm like, I don't know if to talk about this or not, but for the 6 to 8 minutes that I got to talk to 10 different guys, it was fun. It was fun. And I would champion it if you are, if you really manage your expectation. If you say, like, look, I'm trying this dating thing, I need to just remember how to talk to people again. Speed dating is a great way to do it. So if someone says do it, and then you never know. You never know who you're going to meet. It is the ultimate. Are you casting one line at a time? That's old school dating. Are you casting a wide net, which is like, but this is like when you have that little circle net thing and you're just, yeah, you never know. Um, so yeah, I'm happy I went, happy I did it. I'm starting to feel like shit. For many ailments that are plaguing me, emotional, physical, mental, spiritual, I'm, it is a bit of a fever dream. The one thing that I will confess is that I think kind of tempered my heart a little bit. Um, I think at some point, not with this one, with the, so this is the second speed dating event thing I ever signed up for, but with the first one, and I think this is why God canceled it and I never went to it. I had high ass hopes. You know, I watch a lot of TV, so a lot of TV shows are filmed in Vancouver, and I knew a lot of the actors, and I actually was like, and then even it got to a point where, and my brain works like this, where I knew the locales, and I was like, oh, I could totally live in Vancouver, and I meet the guy, and then I had high hopes, really high, and that's the equivalent, and this is the analogy I came up with, is when you go grocery shopping hungry, then you just say yes to anything, you buy everything, and you do too much. So what do? You make sure you eat a meal. So when you go grocery shopping, you only buy what you need. My equivalent was, you know, I saw cute clips online, read cute romantic stories, watched fan edits of the Bridgerton. Basically, to remind myself that romance to that degree is a fantasy. And I can't put that kind of expectation on something that's chance, happenstance. And I think what was really helpful is, um, yeah, I know my worth. I got the compliment a couple times that I could be charming. Maybe I'm charming, despite all the crap, the uncertainty, self-doubt, self-judgment. And I would be honest enough to say, looking around the room of women in their 30s and 40s, I looked like I was the youngest because thank you, Korean jeans. Thank you, Lord, for keeping me looking younger because I'm screwing up way too long. So I guess if I look younger, I could just pull it off. Um, yeah, life is about what you do, what choices you make, realities, I think tomorrow I'll do a thing called red flags. A lot of the times people don't know what their red flags are. No. Do I talk about red flags? Oh, no, that's what I'll say. Be aware of what your own red flags are, or what a potential red flag is, because those are the things that stop you from having a relationship. Yeah. The why haven't I had a serious relationship until now? Because of my red flags. I know a few of them. Um, but why would I say I'm ready for a relationship right now? Because despite all the things that I have said so far about myself, I think this has been a good exercise in that. Just doing my best to talk about it instead of trying to keep it inside. Who knows? God knows. Oh, that was the other thing. Someone did ask, like, what are you working on? And I was like, oh, this is research for a rom-com book I'm trying to write. That was, it was a little bit of research. I don't want to be a stereotypical woman who writes, too much from the woman perspective. I wanted, like, what do guys think? What are guys worried about? Which is why I appreciated when the one guy sort of called me on my BS. And it's like, you don't know anything about me. On the one hand, I was thrown because I was like, oh, I don't. But on the other, I was like, who cares? But I think that's fair, right? That's fair. If you go into something like this with the expectation or hope to meet someone and the other person just looks like really flighty, then maybe they're not a good pair. But yeah, the you know when you like replay things you said and you're like, oh my gosh, that was bad. And you know what though? No, no, don't do it, Anne. You're perfectly lovable and adorable. And I'm gonna go now. Anyway, this has been day 33 of 365. A day in the life of a midwinter fever dream. Good night.